I have an idea for a phone app. You turn it on when somebody's talking to you and you capture about 30 seconds to a minute, and it will tell you the person's intelligence level. And it will tell you, okay, this guy operates at a fourth grade level. Or you can tell if somebody's a whole lot smarter than you, so you don't open your mouth and sound foolish in front of them. So it sort of determines how you continue to talk with somebody. And I call it the Determinator program. You just do it, you run it, you determine how smart they are. Do I waste my time with this person? Are they smart enough? Or do I just move on? Or is this person way too smart and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut so I don't look stupid?
Is it only doing that during phone calls, or is it a phone app that you just use
it's a phone app
a
whenever you want to
listening
find out,
device?
you can start it.
So you could be talking to the person to person in the same room,
right?
But the phone is listening.
Phone is listening like it does all the time.
Okay. Because I was thinking, well, if it's over the phone, it could get the person's phone number and look it up and like do a bunch of web crawling to try to figure out how smart they are.
Well, I guess it could look at all their social media while it's doing it, but it basically would be vocabulary based.
I have a feeling that I come off dumber than I am. So I don't know. I don't know if I would like the app. I guess, yeah, there are some people who think they're hot shit. Like there's what do they call it? Where people who are less intelligent think they're more intelligent. There's some buzzword for that. The something effect.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Shit,
is it like some Diane-Kruger effect? Is this something different?
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah, your app would have judged me poorly for not remembering that. You didn't remember what the Dunning-Kruger effect was. What an idiot.
What a moron.
The app would be working overtime right now. Giving out a warning.
He said Diane Kruger. He was close. He gets a 9. Close. Tom was clueless. He gets like a 4.
I actually wrote a commercial for it. I write commercials for a living. I make them, film them, and everything. So I actually wrote a commercial for the Determinator. Okay. Is he too slow? Is she highly educated? Are they operating on a higher plane or been living under a rock? Find out if the person you just met is on your level with the Determinator. 60 seconds of speaking is all it takes to know if you're dealing with a dummy or in the presence of a genius. This voice recognition app recognizes the intelligence level of the people you're dealing with. No need to be exasperated by idiocy. You can walk away in 61 seconds when you use the Determinator. Download today. If you can't figure out how, you're either not very bright or you're very old.
Honestly, man, I would totally use this because I have been caught in the situation too. Have you ever like made friends with like the wrong person? Like a situation like at the party, or you like, I'm friends with Tyler. Like you hang out with Tyler and you have a good conversation, and then you find out later, like, yeah, everyone hates Tyler. Tyler fucking sucks. And you're like, god damn it. So this would be great. This would be great to know because I find myself constantly happens to me at jobs and in life all the time. So I would definitely use this.
Yeah, I guess if you're like gullible or you have something where like some people pick the wrong dating partners, they're like the same pattern of mistakes.
Yeah.
Maybe it could help with that. Maybe you could even fine tune it to be ultra sensitive to a certain trait. Like, oh, I keep ending up with men who are abusive. I'm going to be super on the lookout for that.
Damn, this app's taking up like a whole new life.
Yeah, you can
I'm just adding features to your app.
Fixing domestic abuse. It's like how Facebook started as like a website to get college kids laid, and now it's like the Russians are stealing all the information. Like it's way bigger than anything those doofuses in college like thought it was going to be.
I guess you could actually have an algorithm that then detects, like you said, is this guy going to be a jerk? So it looks for jerk traits in the speech, and then can also give you a warning. Not only give you like a grade level, like this man operates at a 6th grade level, he is also abusive.
Is it discreet? Like how long is
it just on your phone?
You just like kind of like wave it over them, or like
you just start. I mean, if you wanted to put it in your pocket,
like a
you do that. You start
airport security.
Yeah.
You just say, "Oh, my mom's texting," and look at it and see what it says.
Yeah. Or is there like a wooga, and it's like an asshole, like a bad person?
No asshole.
Okay. Yeah. I think you have to like figure that out. That's the only thing I could see being like a user interface issue would be the discretion aspect of it.
Would it make the judgment based on that one encounter? Or like, let's say you have a coworker, you see them every day, and like the judgment is based on several encounters that span several weeks.
Guess if you wanted to save, let's say I saved George. Okay, this is my conversation with George. He ranked at a 7th grade level. Next time I talk to him, I can go call him back up and let it run again and analyze. If it reanalyzes it, it may downgrade George to a 4th grade level. Or they may say, oh, George really isn't that stupid. He's actually a college graduate.
But it would combine the two encounters together.
You have the program so that you could, say you're talking to this person again, or you're listening to this person again.
Yeah.
Would there be a commercial version that costs money and a free version? Because I'm thinking like if you have to give a job interview, you just put your program on and you just ask random questions. Like you don't have to try hard to assess intelligence anymore. It'll just do it for you. So you should charge for that.
Maybe what you do is the free version is simply the version that will give you the readout. Here it is. The person that you just recorded is X, Y, or Z. You're at a party and you want to know if the person you're talking to is an idiot. You just let the Determinator determine.
You've been determinized.
But if you wanted, to save it and record people over time or use it with other features, then you could charge for it.
Would you run it on yourself?
Oh, dude, I
don't think I would, but you could.
That sounds like a really
that would be in the paid version.
That sounds like a real don't look in a mirror when you're on mushrooms kind of thing. Like you're not gonna like what you're gonna see, so just don't do that to yourself.
Or you could learn how to game the system. You could keep running it on yourself over and over again until you're able to trick it.
Oh man, I guess it would answer the question: do people change? Right. So if you get enough buzzes, then people don't like you. Your social credit score's down. Maybe you think, oh, maybe I'll turn it around, or maybe you go the opposite way and you go deeper into it. I don't know. It's definitely an interesting social psychology experiment.
Another use for it then is you could build a database off of what you've recorded. So somebody could just read the Determinator log and go, oh, Chris Karpinski, well, he's a master's level thinker. So people wouldn't even have to run the Determinator or buy the Determinator. They could just look at the database, but you'd have to pay to access the database to find out how smart the person was. So you could do it that way.
Oh, now it's getting Big Brother. People are sharing their reviews of you.
It's actually the program's opinion of you, not, you're not the one determining if I'm smart. It's analyzing my speech patterns and the vocabulary I use.
Oh, because it's the same no matter where you are. Yeah, so it's just more sample size to go off of.
Right.
Sometimes being smart socially is not a good thing. Like what if you have a dumb family or a poor family, and so you act smart when you're in school and you act dumb and your vocabulary changes and you're totally different socially around some people versus other people. Would your app take that into account?
Well, that's a good question, because people do that depending on their situation. Sometimes they'll, use a certain vocabulary when they're with one group of friends versus maybe family or at work. That's an interesting dilemma for this app.
Maybe it can detect 2 different levels within a person. Like 40 samples show them at level this, and then 40 samples show it at level this, and it can tell that there's a difference.
Well, I think it will go with the high. I mean, your best score would probably be what gets featured, on your statistics. So if you're recorded twice, once hanging out with your friends, having a bar conversation, versus somebody at work records you during the workday, you get a higher score. They'll take that higher score as your determining factor. Go with the highest score. They're not going to judge you for your, at home, a lot of times my answers to a question my wife asks is, what? Yeah, I would come out with, a close to 0 score. But when I'm working and with my customers, I have a whole different pattern of speech. So, I'm going to score higher there. So they're going to take my highest level of performance and use that in any sort of algorithm to rate me.
So here's what I do. I go to my Indian friend's house. He records me using the Determinator app, but I'm not speaking my thoughts. I've like found some smart person's article on the internet and I'm just reading it into the Determinator app. So now it thinks I'm smart and that's my best score.
Well, then you fooled somebody.
Oh, yeah, everything can be cheated, I guess. Doesn't mean it's a bad idea.
But so you're knowing that you're trying to reach a big score. Typically, you're not going to think that somebody's recording you secretly for the Determinator.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
it gets
true.
super popular, unless it's like Wordle and everybody's doing it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like it better as like there's no big ass database. It's just you and your multiple recordings of the person, because that way you're judging them in the context that is relevant to you, and it's not this Big Brother thing that can be cheated and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it is sort of Big Brothery, but
yeah,
it could help you along the way.
I guess the Big Brothery way is probably more profitable. So I guess it depends on what your personal goals as a business are.
That's right. I'll probably be getting a visit from somebody asking if they can use this idea on the road, because they're probably listening in right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really hard to be accurate with that. I guess you're a marketing guy. It doesn't really have to work if you market it good enough.
Right. If people
It
think
could just be pseudoscience garbage that just spits out a random number.
I mean, how many people fall for that stuff when they, you go on and you touch your month that you're born in, and it will tell you what your future is, or the number of letters in your name will determine the person you love. It's out there. People tap on it, they get their advertising dollars and move on.
Yeah, you could probably pretty easily get some rough, semi-accurate number just by checking the vocabulary and stuff. But if you wanted it to be genius level analysis, like you're hiring AI firms to get it to actually work.
This is pretty much the online version of the Myers-Briggs tests, the ones you get to take for free online. They give you a rough estimate of what your scores are, but they're not super accurate.
Would you be able to go in and say it deducted 5 points because I mispronounced this word, and then it gave me plus 2 points because I used some fancy word? Would it show like every little,
like an itemized
list of judgments?
No, I think it would just be a combined score. Here's your score for the way you talk.
Yeah, it's like Shazam. You ever like use Shazam? You click it and it scans. There's like a little loop. I can't see my hands, but yeah, it would just do like a little thing, like take in and be like, oh yeah, this guy sucks. Yeah, Shazam for people.
Yeah, that would be sort of cool to be able to do that. If you gather enough people's speech patterns and tonal inflection, then you just could hold something up, and then you could tell who the person was.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Then it's like, yeah, I know this guy.
Like a fingerprint.
Think of his name, so you hold it up and have him talk a little, and then it's like, oh, good, yeah, that's George.
Like a brain fingerprint.
You have a voice print.
People have to have the same voices, though, right?
Yeah, you should hear my sons. If you listen to me or either one of my two sons on the phone, it's hard to tell who you're talking to.
But it's going not just by the tone of the voice, but by how dumb they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Vocabulary and everything.
They say that they can judge, like, are you from the Midwest? Like almost within like a few sentences based on like not even obvious things like pop and soda, but like just things that you don't even think about.
I hear it all the time because now I realize I have an accent, and it's like a lot of it's the vowels. Like things are bad or like obvious. Those are the ones that catch everybody. I'm like, oh, I know where you're from. Like that's always really fun to hear.
Your New Yorkness has made you better at picking out accents. Just like Chris's
the domestic exchange.
Domestic exchange.
You could get different voices. I did pick up an accent. I worked this summer when I was 17 with a crew out of Jackson, Mississippi. And by the end of the summer, I was talking like this.
That'll do it for sure.
It's so lazy and so easy, and you fall into it. Why not go get that over there? You got to get some pop. Just bring it over here. So it was fun.
So your app wouldn't judge me for having lopsided glasses?
No, it's strictly a vocal thing.
Strictly vocal.
Yeah, not on appearance.
Or smelling bad.
Judge people by their appearance, but go right ahead and judge them by their vocabulary.
That could be the slogan.
The all judgment zone.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.